Hello everyone, this is Mr. Combs, and in this video I want to show you how to access and use opposing viewpoints database from Gale databases through the HCTC library. You should have already made a list of topics that are important to you. These could be topics that are being discussed in our current society. They could be things that are more personal. Um, They could be things that directly affect you or things that you just have an interest in or things that you want to support, even though you may not be directly affected. And now that you've made that list, what you want to do is try to connect that uh, topics on that list, with topics from the opposing viewpoints database. So let me show you how to access the database and how to look for topics. So I'm at the website for HCTC, hazard.kctcs.edu. So I'm going to click on quick links. I'm going to click on current students. And then here you have a whole bunch of student resources. I'm going to scroll down until I get to the library, and I'm going to click on the library. Now, here's the library homepage. I want to scroll down again until I get to research tools. Now, from research tools, I'm going to scroll and I'm going to skip catalogs right now, and I'm going to go to databases. And you'll notice that I have Credo, I have EBSCOhost, I have Gale resources. EBSCOhost and Gale resources are the databases that you'll probably use the most. And right now I'm going to click on Gale resources. So Gale is actually a collection of databases that have information relevant to certain topics. So, Academic One File is sort of a general database that will have all kinds of articles and resources for a variety of topics. You have Agriculture, that is for agricultural topics, Communications and Mass Media, Computer Science, Criminal Justice, and so on, Diversity Studies. So, I'm going to go down until I see opposing viewpoints. I'm going to click on opposing viewpoints. And this is the opposing viewpoints database. Now, what I would like for you to do for this assignment is to click Browse Issues right here with the little light bulb. Okay. When you come in here, if you're searching for a topic, you could just type a topic into the search box. But here I want you to click on Browse Issues. And when you browse issues, you see that there are many, many, many issues that this database has information about. Okay. So you'll notice that one of the things on my list is healthcare, getting quality healthcare in Eastern Kentucky. So, what I want you to do is I want you to look at your list and I want you to try to match your list, items from your list, with items from the opposing viewpoints. Now, there are some that may have a direct match, right? Many of you might have chosen school violence, maybe, right? And there's a school violence here. Some of you may have chosen gun control, and there's an issue named gun control. Sometimes you may not see exactly what you have on your list, but you can relate it. So we're going to talk about healthcare in a minute, but remember, another of my the things on my list, if I'm remembering correctly, is zoos and aquariums. I like zoos. So I may not be able to find zoos. Actually, I think I will be able to find zoos if I go all the way down here to Z. So it does show zoos and aquariums. However, I might also look underneath if I go back up here. Animal rights, right? Animal rights might have some information on zoos. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to look for ways to match an item from your list to an item in opposing viewpoints. So I said healthcare as one of mine. So I'm going to look to see if I can find healthcare. Um, so here is a bunch of things. My topic was how can we have quality healthcare in Appalachia? That's not specifically here, but all of these different issues of surrounding healthcare are issues that I could relate to mine. So I'm going to choose healthcare access. When you do that, what you're provided with is an overview, and you can click read more, and healthcare access is at the top, and then you have a general introduction to the topic. It gives you some main ideas that relate to the topic, and it also gives you some critical thinking questions. So these are questions that you might actually want to turn into a thesis, right? The answers to some of these questions might be a thesis statement for you. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. But for this assignment, what I want you to do is choose 5 of your items on your list, relate them to 5 of the issues in opposing viewpoints, read through the overview in opposing viewpoints, and write a paragraph for each. So you'll have 5 paragraphs. In this paragraph, you're going to talk a little bit about the issue. You're going to talk about the issue you put on your list. You're going to talk about the issue that you found in browse issues, so that those may be the same, and you'll just talk about what you already knew about the issue, what you learned about the issue by reading the overview, how the issue relates to you. Is it something that affects you directly? Is it something that you are just in support of, or just have an interest in supporting, or not supporting, perhaps? um, And also think about what kinds of things you might investigate with this topic. Remember, we're trying to find a topic and formulate a thesis statement for essay number 2. All right. So that is the essay. Or I'm sorry, that is the assignment. Now, you could also, in addition to looking at the overview, I'm going to go back to healthcare access here. And in addition to looking at the overview, when you go to start your research, this database has all kinds of um, resources for you to use. So with healthcare access, I notice that I have 551 articles in academic journals. I have 3 infographics, and basically infographics are those it's information with pictures and words. Let me click on one and show you. So here is an infographic that tells me about the characteristics of US adults who report finding it difficult to afford health care. All right, I'm going to go back here. There's news stories, there are viewpoints, there are images. And the cool thing about Gale Resources is that Gale Resources does a pretty good job of telling you how to do the citation in APA. So I'm going to click on academic journals, and I'm going to go down here to the list, and you'll see here's a list of all sorts of of articles from journals. So I'm going to click on one of them, and you can read it. So I can read through this journal article, and at the end, if I want to use this, I need to include it on my reference page if I want to use information from it. And so I'm going to go down to the bottom of this screen, and you'll see source citation. Click on APA 7th edition, and all I have to do is copy and paste that into my document. Now, you may have to change the font to get it to be Times New Roman size 12, and you'll probably have to do hanging indentation, but this is pretty good. Um, a pretty good citation. Sometimes the citations that you get will be wrong, like capitalization especially, but Gale does a pretty good job. All right, so I hope this video helps, and I will talk to you soon.